monkey and a wizard called Gandalf, featuring the sounds of the Glastonbury Symphony Orchestra and the musical stylings of Gordon, the Music Maestro. Let's get ready to loco!
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Monday Club. Now you might notice that Jenny's not in the room today, and there is a reason for that. The reason is that she got the worst flu that you've ever seen at Doncaster show. I think it was Doncaster. It was Doncaster, wasn't it? Yes, it was. She got a load of bargains and a really bad cold, not cold, flu. So she is currently wrapped up like you would not believe. She looks like the Michelin Man, the amount of duvet she's got round her. And she's not well. You might also hear that I've got a bit of it, but I had the flu jab. So I'm not doing too bad. So there are no trains running because I don't know how to use the NCE power cab. Jen has told me under no circumstances that should I press any of these buttons. So I really, really, really want to play with this one that says whistle, beep beep, but I won't. So basically I'm told to play nice and keep the show going as well as I can. So that's how we're doing it. Sorry about that. And tonight's beverage of choice, of course, guys, is in the Billy's replacement speaker's mug, because of course it is. It's cappuccino. It's going to keep me going. But I hope you will stick with me because we've got some interesting things to come tonight. And I will say hello to everyone in the chat after we've had a word from our lovely, lovely sponsors. Let's roll VT.
The Monday Club comes in association with Roca Prototype Models, where detail, accuracy and value for money go hand in hand. With their debut model of SafePack auto racks wowing model railroaders alike, now is your chance to order these in road names and configurations to accurately reproduce auto rack workings from 1974 to the present day on your model railroad. Order today from rocamodels.com and see the full range for yourself.
So a few of you have already spotted the TARDIS. Beep, 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 beep. I've just picked a camera that has no trains on it. Oh, well done me. Right at the start of the show, and there's no choo-choos on the screen. Beep, beep. Let's try this angle instead. Yay, lots of choo-choos. So yes, we have a giant TARDIS. I thought it would make it easy this week to have a really, really big TARDIS. So we've got a few things that we need to say tonight. Because we've got a few interesting things going on in the world, but I thought I'd say hi to everyone in the chat first. So we've got Flymer Chairman 1, always a pleasure. Trains with Nick, just cooking food ahead of my second attendance at the club. My goodness, we didn't scare you off last time. Excellent, that's always good to hear. Greendale Junction video says, what's Hornby's tier? We'll be talking about that soon. Train Kits, etc. says, a call-in. I praise the innovation. That is the other thing that we're testing tonight. That'll be fun. And who else? We've got Wamgok, Patrick Ling, and Cameron Patterson, Chills Value Rail Productions, Anfield Road Layout in the Loft. If you heard any coughing there, that was Jen. She is not well. Warbler Productions, how you doing? Always a pleasure. Is there anyone else that I've not said hello to yet? I'm just scrolling through the things. Fat Willow Boy, hello there. How you doing? Hillside Junction, Gus had the lunatic from Arno. My goodness. Richard Swiderski, always a pleasure. Sarah Davis, Ham Shackleton, Mousehole Rail. Love a good name there, Mousehole Rail. I'm assuming that you have really small tunnels on your railway. I don't know. It's fun. Skipsy Trains, good to see ya. Southern Train Girl. Ruben Ashwell, and do we have anyone else? I'm scrolling through and I hope I'm not missing anyone. I don't know. Oh, it's all going so quick. See, this is why Jenny does this most of the time. Iron Horse, how you doing? Give us a call on the call-in, please. I don't know what I'm doing. I do, really. Rick Morley, Going to the Dogs, Jerry BVR, Carlton Tweedle. I think that's everyone, isn't it? Rick Morley, Heritage Road. I think that is everyone that I'm seeing. Jennifer Horton, hello there. Peter Jackson at Cheadle Heath. David's my model railway. Flint Hills model railway. Everything's scrolling so fast. David Scott, hello there. I know we have a few newcomers to the channel tonight, and if I have missed anyone, it's not on purpose. So please do, if anyone says anything and I don't pick up on it, please do just say it again. Just don't spam the chat, but say it again after a while, and hopefully I'll see you. Hello to Mel's, Ralph Davey, Alan Reynolds at Buckland Junction. PVH Clough Island, I think you are. Yes. Hello to Jamie. And I'm going to scroll right down to what we're talking about now. If anyone else is in here, then hello. Zoe doesn't know what she's doing. Never stopped her before now. That is true. I just press the buttons. That's how it goes, Jerry. That's how it goes. So we're going to have something interesting tonight, guys. I'm going to try this out. And I hope this works out. Because I've set up a WhatsApp link on... Is Gandalf in the house tonight, says Ben Tullett. Let's just find out.
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Totally isn't me, honest. Wow, this chat is going fast. Hello, my life strike. Yes, you get used to it. Stevie Film says, press the buttons, make the trains go. I don't know how. I kind of understand the basic principles, but Jenny has told me under no circumstances should I press them in case they break and I do something wrong. She's got them set up because she was going to do a running video. Now, a while back, our long-term friends of the channel and sponsors on the pre-recorded videos, Trainomatic, sent us this. It's a little tiny, tiny cube camera, and it's amazing. You can put it on the thing. Normally, you can actually connect to it and stream. Unfortunately, we can't, because to do that, you have to have a wireless connection, which this machine that we're using doesn't, so it can't connect to this. I could get it and then fire it through via a dongle and all sorts to get it in, but we haven't. So we can't get a live view of this. But you can put it on the track and press record and get some great footage, and it's great. So she's got everything set up to do that, and has told me under no circumstances should I press any buttons. It's just buttons. You press buttons. How hard can it be? Very. So, we've got a few things going. So, I've set up a WhatsApp thing on my personal Facebook page. And if you go to it... Wow, Jenny, you look different today. Yes. What's the range on that camera? It's focused to infinity, I believe. Which is not bad. Oh, you mean Wi-Fi range? I don't know. That is a good question. I don't know. But yeah, let me just find out where I've put the link for Facebook. I'm trying to do this all on my own. And I can see why Jenny always wants me here as a producer, because it makes it so much easier. So if where am I? There I am. I don't even know the link for my own thing. It's ridiculous. I should be slapped for this, but I won't be. Ha! So I'm going to put a link into the chat right now. If you go to that page on Facebook, there is a WhatsApp link on it. You can then get through to my WhatsApp thing that I've got on my phone. And if you send me a message on that via the WhatsApp message, I can give you a call. And it's via WhatsApp, so it's not going to cost you anything. And you can then get in on the various topics that we're going to be talking about tonight, which I hope will work out well. So that's the idea. But the main topic tonight is that we've received some interesting information, and it's not 100% verified, but it does seem to be accurate, that it appears there have been a few, shall we say, thawing of... I want to put it diplomatically. It's been a thawing of relations between Hornby and Hattons, and perhaps other sellers too. So Hattons are now apparently able to order from the Hornby list, and they won't be messed about by not getting various amounts that they've ordered. So they should be able to get what they order. Basically, it seems that Hornby may, and we haven't fully confirmed this, but I think it's a great idea if they have, they may have altered their tier system or made it more flexible, or perhaps even sorted it out entirely, which is, I think personally, is a great thing. I'd love to know your thoughts on this, because I think it's going to be a great move in terms of Hornby, Hattons and everyone else as well, to be able to get the stuff that Hornby's trying to sell far more easily. That's my thought on that. But I think it's a great move. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So if you do send a message in, then we can get you on the show about that. Because let's face it, the best thing that we could have in this hobby is easy access to stuff that people want to buy. And let's face it, we have had a few issues in the past where people know Hornby but don't know how to get Hornby, and we don't have the walk-in thing these days. So we have a message here from Craig. It's Iron Horse Railways. I'm going to give him a call. Let's see if this works. Guys, I am so hoping this works. So we're going to have our first caller. Let's see how this works. Hey. Hello there.
Billy's crematorium. You kill him, we grill him.
Oh my goodness. You are live on air, please don't swear. that is...
Please do not say... yeah, okay.
Oh my god, you kill him, we grill him. Oh, that's even worse than my usual one. Joe's Taxidermy and Shelving Solutions. You whack 'em, we pack 'em, rack 'em and stack 'em. Oh my goodness, you seem in quite poor shape there, my friend. So what are your thoughts on this potential cooling of issues between Hornby and Hattons?
Well, this is the first I've heard about it, if I'm brutally honest with you, Zoe.
Oh, fair enough.
I remember that when it was first announced, when Hornby cascaded to the world, they are going to tier their suppliers and vendors. Yeah. The news didn't seem to go down very well, and it was the adding of the comment in the tier 3, which was quite clearly jab at Hattons, in that we will not be supplying models to anyone that has products which compete directly with Hornby.
I'm sorry guys, but what do you mean? You're a model railway supplier.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? I mean, I'm not sure what they were playing. I mean, it did kind of fall into place because they have now jumped, shall we say, on the bandwagon of almost forcing people to buy direct from them, especially with the TT120 stuff.
Yeah, that did seem like an odd idea. Like, we want to reinvent how people play with trains and make sure that people with smaller houses can still have the experience, but we're not selling it via shops.
Yeah, absolutely.
That didn't sit well with me.
No, absolutely. And one of the best things about when I first got into modern railways when I was a kid, it was an experience. It was getting on the bus with my dad and my mum, going into town, going to the model shop, jaw falling to the floor, all the wonderful, glorious locomotives and models and things and bits and pieces like that. And that will not happen with TT120. How is a kid supposed to get excited for a few JPEGs?
Well, the kids do though, don't they? They love their tablets, and kids, I have to admit, know exactly where to go to find stuff that they want. They know how to do it. My thought is the 20-30-year-old who's starting to get a bit of cash and has their own place finally might not be quite as well versed or well supplied.
Well, no, absolutely. And this again, I mean, modern railways is very tactile. It's a very, very tactile hobby.
Yeah.
And if you can't physically go up to the product and see it and feel it and look at it, then you're never ever going to be able to get 100% of a true, what's the word I'm looking for, a true idea of what it's about.
Yes.
Unless you order it online and take a punt and it arrives and it's either exactly what you expected or you end up disappointed.
Yeah, it's the Wish situation, isn't it? You order something from Wish and yeah, it might be what you've asked for. It might be a bit smaller than you asked for.
to what you asked for, but you've certainly got something.
And that's the thing. It's not like the old Amazon situation where when Amazon started, we're selling you a book. You already know what a book is. You know what a book's going to look like, feel like, smell like. So you can order a book, and you'll order it with confidence.
And then didn't they start doing DVDs as well shortly after that?
Yeah, because, again, you know what a DVD is. You're going to know immediately when you buy it that this is going to come in a little plastic thing, and it's going to go into the machine. It's not the same with other stuff like a model railway. You don't know what it's going to be like.
No, you don't, absolutely. And I mean, I don't know about anyone else. I'm sure there are people out there that plan out absolutely every single aspect of their layout on the model railway. But I kind of do it half and half. I have a rough layout of what I want the track to be, and then everything else I just sort of wing it to a degree. And if I can't go to a model shop and I can't look at things and feel the products and blah, 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 then that sort of hinders what I want to do.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a place for brick and mortar in our shops, especially in the digital age, if you will. I think they're going to be even more important. And Hornby initially took that away and severely limited that.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. I've said, Wambuk says, this is going to be a Hornby bashing, I'll be off. But no, it's not a Hornby bashing. I've said this, and I'll say this again. I think we need Hornby. Hornby is the name that people who aren't into trains know. They're the name that you know, they're the name that you trust. And if Hornby aren't in the local shops as much, that can put people off who would otherwise come into the hobby.
Yes, absolutely. Exactly. Nail on the head, absolutely. If people stop seeing Hornby in the shops, they're going to question if Hornby are even Hornby anymore.
Yeah.
And that is a problem.
That's it.
That is a problem.
It's like Scale Electric.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw Scale Electrics in a shop anywhere.
I can. It was today, and it was a second-hand shop. But going into a toy shop, I don't see it as much.
No, absolutely, and this is the problem. And it's not about whether you like Hornby or don't like Hornby or whether you're indifferent to Hornby. The point of it is you need to have a presence in the brick and mortar stores. You need to have that.
Yeah.
And if you limit the amount of places where people can buy your product, that will ultimately have an effect on your sales.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
Not just your sales, but everyone's. I honestly believe this, and I'll probably keep banging on. I won't keep you much longer because I know Jen actually wants to call in, which is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
She just shout really loud on that, man. If it's the same one that I had, she won't be able to speak, never mind shout.
That's it. Wangok says, rubbish, listen to what Simon K said. Yeah, I'm not trying to bash Hornby, Wangok. Don't worry about that. That's not what we're doing here. We're having a conversation around the subject. That's all it is. But what I'll say again is we need the brand name. If we don't, yeah, even if it's a different company that's running it. And it's the same reason that Triang took the name Hornby when they merged. People go into a shop, they're a newcomer to the hobby, but they already know Hornby. If they don't see Hornby on the shelves, they might not want to get into it. That's why I love their starter kits that they have. Because I want to go into this. I don't know what these brands are. I don't know whether they're for me or not, but I know that one, I'll have that one. And then they're into the hobby. And you're away. You've got them now. We need that.
What Trains, Kits, etc. says is a really valid point. You didn't used to just see Hornby in model railway shops. You used to see them everywhere.
Yes.
Supermarkets, those things like that. And now you just don't anymore. And we need that back.
Yes, absolutely. Because if we don't have that, then people don't come into the hobby as often. People who would be a model train fan who don't see the model trains, maybe they don't even go into the model shops because they don't know what it is.
Absolutely. That's if you've got a model shop in your local town. Model-specific shops these days are very, very, very low on the ground.
They are.
You might have a Smith's Toy Superstore or something like that, but even they don't sell them.
But they might now. If things are changing, then they might. And that's what I want to see.
Hopefully they will be, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Craig. I really appreciate it.
Always happy to help. So I'm going to go and digest this kebab now.
All right, you take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. guys, how did you think that worked? In terms of quality, do you think that worked all right? I hope that it did. I was looking on the mic and auxiliaries, and it seemed to be okay. Leslie Gilpin Railway says they are getting Airfix kits to Hobbycraft, etc. So why not trains, even if it's a basic set? I would love that. Yes, Airfix. It's the same thing again. My first introduction to model building was Airfix. I love Airfix. I know Airfix. I recognise the brand. Took me years to decide, shall I try Italeri and Revell and things like that? Well, I've already tried Airfix. I know how it works, so I'm going to give them a try. But at the start, I'm not sure I would have. So, yeah, this is the thing. Craig sounded a little quiet, but okay otherwise. Great. Well, in that case, this might work. I'm going to get it integrated into the mixing deck. I can't reach the mixing deck tonight, but we will be doing that. So, hopefully this is going to work. And like I say, I am not trying to bash Hornby. None of us are. I 100% believe that we need that brand. And let's say straight away, I am not bashing Hornby. I actually like Hornby. I'm a member of 2 of their clubs, the TT120 and Airfix, which we actually have an Airfix sticker just there. So, there is that. Sue at Putnam Junction, hello. It says, unfortunately, as we model engage, Hornby no longer cater for people like us. Yeah, they seem to have dropped the thing, don't they? That's a bit weird. I would have loved that, though, if they kept that up. But I can understand they don't want to try and go too far. Hello to Wardle Road as well. Hi, how you doing? Let's have a look at the bit of the chat before I go to Jenny. Who have we got here? SHGP Media says 20 to 30-year-olds who own their own place and money. I'm nearly 40. What went wrong? Yeah, I picked numbers out of a hat for that one because I was just trying to have a chat. Perhaps not. Jennifer Horton says people start in the hobby usually buy second hand to begin with. Be about 5 to 10 years before TT120 filter through. That is an interesting point, but they do have the starter sets and they're not too bad. The starter set's what, £100 odd pounds? I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's a bit over £100 odd pounds, but it's in terms of how much a pound buys you these days, it's not too bad. So perhaps people will give it a try. So yeah, we're not bashing Hornby. We're trying to have a conversation. We will get onto other news as well, of course. Leslie Gilbin says, I can't remember who from our group of modelers will be on Hobby Stand. Hence, I don't know what. I think they're having a conversation themselves. Sorry about that. We all recognise that red box, says Flammer Chairman. Exactly. Even people who don't do model railways, and I put myself in this as well, I knew who Hornby were before I even met Jenny and got into all of this. I think we still need that. I buy 90% online now, says Model Railway Noob, so it doesn't matter if it's in the shops. There is a bit of that, but there's still no experience that can compete with going into a shop not knowing what exactly you want, but knowing you want something new for your set, and then having a look around and finding that perfect thing. It's like, oh, it's there, I must have it. There is nothing like that experience, and the online stuff can't do that. I'm sorry, I am a big lover of online. I live on the internet, basically, and I still love a proper experience of going into the shop. So I'm going to bring in Jenny now, because Jenny's probably going to tell me, oh, I actually have gone down the wrong route or something like that. So we're going to call Jenny and see how this goes. Mouse or Rail says,
Hello.
oh, hello there, Jenny. How are you doing? You're live on air. Please don't swear.
I feel pretty grim, to be honest with you. I think anybody who's had flu this year knows that it's the grimmest flu that can be imagined.
It's a bad one.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, when I was young, flu used to be talked about as being 24-hour flu or 48-hour flu. I came down with this Tuesday afternoon last week, and basically I've been absolutely floored ever since, and I've still got the tail end of it. I've been in bed most of today, struggling to sleep because I just have huge coughing fits, and you can probably hear in my voice.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's really hard. I mean, I lost my voice for a lot of last week.
You seem to have found it.
Yeah, and the thing about flu, basically with flu, if somebody puts £1,000 at the end of your bed and goes, if you can touch that, it's yours,
it's the kind of flu where you look at it and you go, nah, it's all right. I really can't be bothered.
Turns out
you know
suddenly
what I
I can do without.
And for anybody's wondering, that's how you know it's flu. It's quite literally, if somebody put £1,000 at the end of your bed and said, if you can touch it, it's yours, and you can't touch it, then yes, it's flu.
Yeah.
But no, anyway, we're talking about the change with Hornby at the moment.
Yes.
And I think it's very easy to bash Hornby, and it's something that's almost become a bit of a community pastime, because everybody loves a villain, but actually the reality is far more complex than that. And excuse me,
It's okay.
I think it's safe to say that Hornby have had a lot of problems that may not necessarily have been, for whatever reason, wanted to tell people about, but I think in part the tier system could well even have been because it was very difficult to get product out of China, and we've seen huge delays from all manufacturers, not just Hornby. And what's interesting is I think one of the things that really brought it home that quantities may not be fully delivered is that the Hatton's Genesis coaches, that they seem to be struggling to get the full amount, and even people who'd ordered several years in advance were finding that actually Hatton's hadn't been delivered the stock. And I think that you may find that actually Hornby's been struggling, and that through no fault of their own, they may not have received what they were expecting. And I think the tier system was maybe an attempt to kind of prioritise what they saw as being shops that went that extra mile with the Hornby range. And that might not have been communicated the best, but I like to think that maybe there was a good intention in there. And to go to, as somebody was saying about Hornby have kind of let N-Gage fall by the wayside. I think what people have to remember is that there was a very good range of, in particular, the buildings. Little End it was called.
Oh, I loved those. You see, that's what made me interested in N-Gage. It was the Little End stuff, Lilliput or whatever it was. Or is that Bachman?
It was called Little End.
Little End,
but,
yeah.
The problem with that was that it's all very well to say, oh yes, I'll buy it, but it's like come with 500 or 1,000 of your friends and all buy the same thing, and then we'll talk. And unfortunately, the Little End range was quite often the stuff that was remaindered, that was always on sale at a low price because nobody was buying it.
Which is unfortunate.
And unfortunately, N-Gage is always well behind the sales of 00. And as well, I think there's been a lot of competition for the modelling pound. We've seen the rise of other scales.
Yeah.
And actually, the one which I think really highlights this is O-Gauge. When I first got back into modelling, O-Gauge was always regarded as being very, very expensive. You had to be very good. You basically had to make everything yourself from kits and such like.
Yeah, it was the rich kids' toy, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of. But then what actually happened was it was Daypol who went, actually, we're going to bring out a ready-to-run range of O-Gauge, and it's going to be affordable. And, it's very easy to forget that actually the Terrier locomotive that they brought out at the start was probably, I think it was an RRP, something like £160, something like that when it first came out. And that was incredible value. And
yes.
With O-Gauge, you don't need a lot. It's being bigger, it really, you're in a different league with the modelling.
Yeah, it's all about getting the eye full, isn't it?
Yeah. But then at the same time, Hornby's now launching the TT, and one of the things that I can see what they're thinking with TT. One of the reasons that I've never been as attracted to N-Gauge is, I don't have great eyesight, and I do struggle to be able to see the smaller things. I take after the members of my family. Once upon a time, I had sharp eyesight. That once upon a time was 30 years ago. And the older I get, the more difficult I find. Even in double O, I'm starting to find it tricky.
Wow.
And so the idea of doing N-Gauge, I just couldn't see what's going on. I struggle to get them on the track. But TT...
To be fair, I struggle to get them on the track as well, and I have good eyes.
But I used to be very, very good at this, very deft with it. I could literally close my eyes and put a double O gauge Pacific locomotive in tender on the track by, just sort of plonk and bish bash bosh, and it's on the track. And I now start to struggle with that because I can't see where the pony trucks are. But TT is kind of a nice little compromise between that super tiny N gauge and the much bigger double O.
Yeah.
And the really clever thing that Hornby have done with TT is that it's true to scale. It's not a fudge. We've got to remember double O is a bit of a fudge. And even when it comes to N-Gauge, the standard for N-Gauge in the UK is not the same as what you'd have in the continent, in Japan, in the US. But TT, what they've done is, from the outset, they've gone, well, this is a scale. It's going to be the same scale as your continental models.
Yeah.
If you, so you can buy things like the Eastern or that A4 Pacific and coaches, and you can run it with your Roco stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of potential for sales into Europe because it is the same scale, and we've never had that with double O. Nobody else bothers particularly with double O. So UK outline models always stick out a little bit like a sore thumb. And you've got to remember that certainly, so I won't go on for much longer because I'm really tiring.
Yeah, don't worry.
But there's a lot of potential prototypes that they could sell into Europe, like Class 66s in TT. The Class 66 ran in Europe.
Right.
But, going further back, I'd like to see, maybe they'll do the Dean Goods. And that's a locomotive that was very well travelled during both World Wars. The Robinson 8K, that locomotive got out and about. Two of the three preserved examples actually spent almost all of their lives in Australia. They got out to China, Iran, Turkey. Same with the Stanier 8F. So there's a lot of potential for UK outline models that are perfect for people who model the European scene. And, I think that is possibly one area that Hornby have their eye on. And that could be quite a shrewd move.
I'd like to think so. A few people are saying that the never mind N-Gauge and double O being hard to put on the track, the 1-to-1 scale is really tricky.
Yeah, the trouble with that is it's a bit on the heavy side.
Yeah, you can't pick it up, can you?
A 5-inch gauge is right at the limit. A 5-inch gauge actually is quite nice because it's the locomotives you can kind of manhandle. That 14XX takes two of us to lift it, but if you want to, if it derails, putting it back on the track, one person can kind of do it.
True.
And the rolling stock as well, a person can lift.
I still want to make some kits of rolling stock for your 5-inch gauge. I think that'll be a fun project.
Yeah. I actually, Ollie at Wardle Road, I don't know if he's in the chat, but he did do a couple of kits in 5-inch gauge. I think it was a Shunter's match wagon, which looks very, very interesting. So the kits are out there.
Yeah, we should do some. That'd be a lovely monkey build.
Yeah. But look, I'm going to let somebody else dive in. So have you got another caller waiting to go?
I don't know yet. It's been a good test of the call-in facility, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think this has worked.
So come on, everybody! Don't forget to tickle that like button, share the stream on social media, and get yourself a call in. Have you shared Zoe in the chat?
I have. Guys, get yourself a flu jab, because this is what happens if you don't.
Yeah, serious.
Go back to bed, Jen.
I mean, just to warn people, if you haven't had a flu jab yet, then there's still probably time. But seriously, flu this year is like nothing. I'm in my mid-40s. I've had flu in the past, but this is like nothing I've ever experienced. It's like 10 times worse. And this particular flu this year is like having 3 different serious illnesses back to back, overlapping, playing tag team, and it's wiped me out. I'm a workaholic, and I have stacks of videos, stuff that's come in for review. I have not been able to film it, and that is, as Zoe will attest, I normally get told, come on now, have some time off, you work yourself to the bone. I couldn't even get out of bed. It was that bad, and every day I was saying, I hope I'm better tomorrow, I need to film, and it never happened. Still hasn't happened. I've got a half-filmed soundtracks Bluetooth decoder, and it's super hot topic. And I've been sitting on this thing for 2 weeks.
Because you're ill, Jen. Get some rest, and take the hint. Get some rest.
Okay, but look, everybody else, come on, give Zoe a call. She needs people to talk. We'd love to hear your views on the subject. And so, if somebody from Hornby is listening and watching and throwing things at the monitor, going, that woman knows nothing about what she talks about. We'd love to hear from you. So, I do know that people from manufacturers do watch the Monday Club. So, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to hear from you. But remember, guys, we're not trying to bash anyone. That's not what this was about.
Yeah. So, it'd be lovely to hear from people, and especially anybody in the industry, because, it's very easy to criticise from the outside, but, it's... nobody sets out to make rubbish models, to rip people off. That's not how it works. And I think it's very easy to make assumptions without knowing the full facts.
Yes.
So, if anybody is watching from any manufacturer, we would love to hear your point of view. I think it's important to hear that point of view.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for calling in, Jen. You get back to bed and rest up.
Okay. Sorry, I just died coughing.
Do you need me to come and get you a hot drink?
No, good.
Okay, babe. Well, love you lots. Take care of yourself.
Has the tumble of clowns been through yet?
A tumble of clowns? My goodness. Have we had a tumble of clowns? I will just check on this thing. I'm totally not just bringing up my soundboard here at all. But we'll see if there's a tumble of clowns going past. Oh, and there's a straggler. There we go.
I think there's one with a trombone bringing up the rear as well.
How can you tell when you're not even in the room, my dear?
Well, because they ran past me first, so I knew they were coming.
Jen,
Right, anyway,
oh my goodness, George
go.
Boscherini, thank you so much for this. Give it 1 second. For the super chat, thank you so much. That's incredibly generous. And George says, hope Jenny feels better after a rest. Thanks, Zoe, for going above and beyond. You're welcome, and thank you, George, for your support. That is
Thank
really
you so
appreciated.
much. Yeah, I'm gonna go because talking has really made me.
Yeah, you've been talking for 15 minutes, Jen. You need to have a rest.
Yeah, it's the internet, and I have opinions. Yeah. Right. See you
Take care.
later.
Love you lots. Bye. So, as you can hear, guys, Jen is not well at the moment. But there we are. And as we've... the only way you can shut Jenny up is to turn her off, says Ham Shackleton. It's true. Like Jenny's saying, we're not here to bash anyone. And the fact is, Hornby, being the out there group that they are, the ones that really pushed this hobby and really got it into the public consciousness, they are the ones that get targeted. It's just how it is. But that's not what we're doing. We're talking about this apparent change. We haven't got it confirmed, but it does appear that there's been a change, because Hattons are now saying that it's easier for them to get stuff. They can get things on pre-order and things like that, which is great news, because we need everyone to be out there and able to be accessed. I think that's a great thing for your local model shop. And if you can go into a model shop and get the latest thing that you've seen on TV, especially in Hornby Model World, which is on TV from 9 o'clock, by the way, or 10 if you 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock if you're going for Yesterday Plus One, which is the way you should be watching it. But that's how it is. We've had a few comments coming in, and I want to catch up with what people are saying. Jen does talk for Britain. A lot of people are saying that they want to see TT120 for Isle of Man. Now that is a good thing. Daniel Dark Magician says, I'd love to see TT on the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man Railway, isn't that something that Jen keeps bringing up that she wants to see? I think TT120 might work well for that. I'd love to see how it will work. Sarah Davis says, you can pick up a 1-to-1 scale locomotive. You just need lots of people with big hands or a giant. I don't intend to have a giant around with me, though. That's my biggest issue. But Wardle Road does have some experience in 1-to-1, doesn't he? I would love, by the way, Wardle Road, if you put a model railway inside one of your wagons, so you have a model railway on your railway, that would just be so funny. I would love to see that. Flymer1 says, sorry Jane's got a bad flu, but there will be a WhatsApp link put in the chat with Zoe Live. There will. Don Gets Model Railway says, every time I've had a flu jab, it's happened as a result of the jab. You get all the effects. Yes, that is true. Sarah Davis says, you know, with WhatsApp you can use video chat too. You can, but the WhatsApp is here because it's on my phone, and it's a precursor to... See, basically this is a test. It's a precursor. If this works out well, I'm going to get a dedicated phone number that will actually be on screen, like call in. And you'll be able to phone that, and it'll be linked into the mixing desk, so you'll be able to get on the show via voice as if it's radio calling. That's really what we're trying to do here. Take it to the next step. If that works out, then perhaps later we'd have video and things like that. But for the moment, I don't want to overload OBS. We've only just got it working again. That's the issue. So, Wiffen Model Railway, hi there. He says, I'm afraid that because Hornby are the brand leaders in the UK, they're very easy to criticise. This is the issue, isn't it? Yeah. I don't like people targeting companies like, oh, they do blah, 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 blah. It's like, I'm sorry, but your one experience of this, or your 5 experiences with certain models, or something like that, is still just you, not the thousands of other people that are out there. So it really feels to me like a bad idea to criticise a company based on your own personal experience and no one else's. If it's a lot of people, it's a different matter. But I still find it a bit weird when people do spend so much time bashing something. I think if you don't like it, there are other options. That's always been my view anyway. So yes, they are the one that's very easy to criticise, and I don't think we should do that, because we want this. We want a positive view for the thing, yeah. For the hobby is what I mean. The call-in thing sounds good. Very Alan Park. Thank you, Retro Rambles. This is what I really want to do with the show. I keep pushing Jen. Like, here we go. Getting it step by step. The first versions of this show had to be pre-recorded because Jen wasn't sure about her ad-libbing abilities. Can you imagine that? Jenny wasn't sure she could talk for an hour. And then I got her to give her live show a try. So she came into my office and did the train chat from there. Shed chat it was called at the time. then when she wanted to move up to the attic, I said, "Come on, give putting a few cameras in a try and see whether we can make a show where you can feel part of the railway, like we have essentially done here." And I have to take it step by step. Now we're getting the we're getting the call-ins, which is the next step, and then after that, hopefully we can get video. But we'll see what happens. Zoe, did you get the email of my new layout of Stranraer Harbour and sealing car ferries, part of my layout? Yes, Clive Cobbold, I did get that. I saw your email, so that will be coming up. Discord would be a lot easier than WhatsApp. It would, Tim Aslan, but I don't have Discord on my phone at the moment. I have to turn it off because here's the thing. I work with a lot of Americans for my work. I'm a freelance writer and video editor, and a lot of the stuff I do with retro gaming and modern gaming as well for certain things is talking to Americans. They're chatting away while I'm asleep, and my phone was going ding, 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 ding. So I just deleted Discord. It was so much easier. I understand that I could have just muted it, but it was like 4 o'clock in the morning and I was exhausted and annoyed, so I just deleted it. So all I've got here is WhatsApp at the moment. Free for another 15-20 minutes if you need someone to call in, says Water Road. I am going to put the link into the chat again for calling in. Where is my thing? There it is. Copy that. So I've copied the link. I'm going to put it into the chat for people to call in. Beep, 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 beep. And there it is. If you want to call in, that was great. All you need to do is go to that link. There's a WhatsApp button on there that will let you send me a message. I will then call you. That's how we're doing it at the moment, and that's pretty much how we're going. Ollie, Waddle Road. Here we go. So, let's see if we can get Ollie from Waddle Road on the chat. Here we go. What's Discord, says Les Gavin. Oh, are you going to call Ghostbusters? Hello, Ollie.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello? Am I coming through alright?
You are coming through just fine.
I'm just sorry, I've just got the stream in the background, so I wasn't sure if it was coming through twice or not.
No, it's fine. We can hear you perfectly fine. I don't seem to be getting any echoes, so that's great.
Oh, fantastic. There we go. Hello to everybody on stream as well. Hope everybody is having a lovely Monday evening.
I hope they are. It's an interesting idea we've got with the call-in. I kind of like it. It's nice.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. It's definitely taking it another step further to getting people involved, especially if they're not too keen on having their faces on camera or something. It's an easy way to get people on the stream.
Yeah, I like the idea, and it's what I keep saying to Jen. We're trying to make this like your online model railway club, and it's not so much a club if all it is Jen and I talking.
Yeah, definitely. Just say hello to a few people who've said hello to me in the stream so far. At the moment, I'm in a hotel in Peterborough doing my driver training, so.
Oh my goodness.
The stream's keeping me company for the evening at the moment, so.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes. Yeah, it's been that's why there hasn't. In case people are wondering why I haven't done a video in a few weeks. I've been up here and I've still got another about 10 weeks left of training. So, but I will try and get videos out as and when I can. Obviously, this has taken the priority.
Well, yes, and we'll look forward to that. So, aside from sorry, I've kind of just convert driver train. Is this for trains or for something else?
I'm doing driver training with GB Rail Freight to be a freight train driver.
That is wonderful. That
it's my dream job, to be honest with you. So it's quite exciting.
My God, you literally are doing 1-to-1 scale model railways.
Yes, very much so.
That is fantastic.
Just to go in on the Hornby thing.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one because Hornby, when it comes to if you look at the way Bachmann advertise things, Hornby are definitely forward facing in the sense of getting the brand out there.
Yeah.
But the innovation side of it, I'm not sure I wouldn't say they were the front runners as such. I see the side of the TT scale.
Mm.
But not that I don't want them in the hobby, but the way I see it is if Hornby wasn't as not in your face, but as I don't know how the right way to word it without sounding horrible. if they weren't as much of a presence, I don't think the hobby would suffer as much as people perhaps think. I think especially with there's a lot of small companies that people are like. If you look, for example, at the likes of Scale Model Scenery when they first started, they're a very, very small company, just doing little products here and there. And now they're like one of the biggest companies for double O gauge accessories. But I guess it comes to the way you get your name out there and advertising. And obviously Hornby are very good, especially with their TV program, at getting their name across there. So the reason they're such a household name is because they're talking about themselves and everyone else then talks about them. If you look at the likes of Bachmann, their social media side of things, it isn't very existent. So while they're a very good brand, you don't really talk about them perhaps as much as you would as if they had their own TV show. But maybe that's just me.
No, that's actually a really good point. Do you think Bachmann could step it up and perhaps get their own TV show, or perhaps do something like what we're doing here with a regular show, and get it out to people who are interested?
As I say, you've got hundreds of people watching you, and yes, you've done years and years of work. But in theory, you'd like to think that perhaps they would have that audience there already because they are an established brand.
Yes.
Whereas with you and Jenny, you've built your brand up over the years. They have as well, but I just don't think publicly they've done enough with it. Really, I mean, they're selling things well because they're making new products and they've got new tooling coming out and they're turning over a profit. So they're obviously doing that side of it right. But I just think they could definitely perhaps take a couple of tips out of Hornby side of things when it comes to social media presence.
I have to admit, Hornby are really good with the presence. You always know that they're.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. They're never really out of people. Whether people are talking about them good or bad, they're never really out of people's headspace, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So,
living rent free.
Yeah, living rent free. Yeah, that's it. They're living rent free in everyone's heads. But yeah, as Gordon just said, their Bachmann need to embrace social media. I think
absolutely.
If other companies go to that level, I think there'd be more of a balance. But it definitely feels like, especially if you look at it from the social media side, Hornby are definitely taking the lion's share of things. But if Bachmann were to perhaps up, although then again, people may say, I don't want Bachmann spending any extra time or money on other stuff. They should focus on what they're doing because they're good at it. But yeah, it's just an opinion.
No, and that's really what we want, though, isn't it? Opinions, because let's face it, no one knows if they're right or wrong on this stuff. We all have our views, and we'll see what happens.
Definitely.
That is brilliant. Well, thank you very much.
That's all right. Thank you for having me on the call. As I say, to anyone who is interested in the standard gauge stuff, I will get some videos out. There are talks for some more wagons in the future as well, but I won't delve too. That's very early stages yet, so I won't delve too much into that. But yeah, thank you for having me. A great idea this is as well. I think I might have to pinch this at some point.
It's a great little thing, and it's so easy to do. All I've done is I've stuck a phone next to the microphone and put you on speaker.
Oh,
it's
not
so.
Because I was going to say Discord would be the only way I could see it working on PC. But
Yeah.
I mean, well, if this works, then yeah, keep at it.
Yeah, I've gone for the low-tech option so that we can test it out, and then I'll wire it into the mixing deck if it works, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank you very much for having me on.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming in.
I'll catch up with everyone in chat now.
Take care.
Right.
Bye. And there we are. That's a great way of having a different point of view, isn't it? Low-tech, low-risk as Iron Horse. Very true. Bachmann could do what Hornby do. Yeah, they probably could. It's an interesting point. A lot of you are actually saying here, like Andy 1962, people in charge of Bachmann in UK don't believe social media presence is important. Perhaps it isn't. They seem to be making a decent profit. It might be. I can hear the sounds of someone trying to climb a ladder who has the flu. What are you doing, Jen?
People are wanting trains running.
People want trains. Yes, they might want trains.
We must give them what they want. Who's calling?
Someone is calling in. Okay. Hello, you are live on air. Please don't swear.
Hi, it's Charlie. I'm in Tampa. Just thought I'd give you a quick call.
Oh my goodness.
I hope Jenny's feeling better.
Jenny's here. She's decided to climb into the loft despite the fact that I've told her to go and rest.
Yeah. Hello. Sorry,
Hi there.
Jenny, why have you come in? So, how are you doing over in Tampa?
it's nice and hot here. I've been searching for model shops, and I found one called Hobby Town, which I'm going to try and hit tomorrow.
All right.
So, not sure what I'll find there, but we'll check it out. Apparently, it's a pretty large store.
Excellent.
As most are here in the US.
That is one thing I would love to see if we actually make it to America sometime, Jen. Go and see one of their hobby shops, because I hear they're much, much bigger than a lot of ours are.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, with huge stock.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what I'll probably do is I might do a video while I'm there and post it a couple of days.
That would be great to see, yeah.
Anyway, I just thought I'd give you a quick call to check out your system, and maybe next time you'll have the video going. And I hope Jenny feels better soon, get that flu jab, and she'll be back on her feet. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much for calling in. Take care and have a great day.
Cheers, bye for now.
Bye. And there's the other good bit about using WhatsApp today. That was an international call, and it hasn't cost international call charges because it's a WhatsApp call, so it just goes on data, which is great. Jenny, seriously, you're up and about, but you shouldn't be. Thank you for calling in there, Charlie. That was great.
Thanks so much.
Wardrobe says social media is the way forward long after magazines have died. Hopefully magazines don't die off, though, because I am very much a tactile person. I like my magazine. I write for a retro magazine, and I tell you, the experience of getting a magazine about a computer from the 80s in your hands again and it coming to your door, there is nothing like that on the internet. You do not get that same experience. So I hope the magazines don't go anywhere. But embracing social media and essentially having your own TV station, isn't it? Which is pretty much what we're aiming for here, aren't we? I mean, we're doing the broadcast now, live stuff. We do the pre-recorded. You can go and see hundreds of hours of stuff. And we're not alone in that. Loads of channels do it. So we've got trains all the time now. You can have a train station, essentially. Oh, that was a bad joke. Oh, that was so bad.
There's some trains running. I know people were quite keen
Yeah,
to see
Jenny,
trains running. I've got
please go back to downstairs.
just give me a moment. I'll...
Do you need me to help you down?
No. You can change the camera angles and stuff if you need to.
Yeah.
There we go. I know
okay.
people wanted to see some trains. I've put a few on.
What if I press this button and press the horn?
Oh,
Will it work?
If you want the horn.
Which one do I press for horns? How do I make it go beep beep? Yay!
I'll leave it on that one. If you press the horn, it will make its horn noise.
Yay! We've got a horn.
Don't wear it out.
Go back to bed, please. Take your time. Make sure you're okay, but please go back to bed. You are not well, Jen.
Yeah. See you later, everybody.
That was Jenny. Thanks. Shaky Hands Shed Model Railway. Hi, how you doing? Says no longer buy magazines. Send subjects recycled over a 12-month cycle. Not necessarily. There are some magazines that do that because they're essentially catering for people who pick them up to read as they're going on a trip. Not necessarily constant readers, but some magazines are worth it. And you've got to find the right ones. James with Nick says, you're right about physical magazines. There's something about online mags that just aren't the same. Very true. Very, very true. Waterroad says, one mention in an Everard video will probably do more for a company than an ad in a mag. Just my thoughts. Yeah, if you want to get somewhere, Everard is a big channel. Even I know Everard Junction.
Even I have managed to sell out models by featuring them.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest YouTuber for a long way.
And Jenny just mentions there, even she's managed to sell out stuff by mentioning it, and she's not the biggest YouTuber. That's true. Social media is powerful, and it's cheap as well, comparatively speaking. So it's worth it. I really would like to see. I'd love to see Hornby step up their game, Bachman step up their game. Haddon's had plans. I remember that. They had a live show as well, didn't they? I'd love to see that sort of thing happen as well. I think it is possible for everyone to have loads of stuff going on, and it doesn't have to be expensive either. We don't need flashy stuff. Like, what have we got here? I have a few cameras plugged into a computer that we bought second-hand from a second-hand shop, and it broadcasts TV quality to you. It's not the highest resolution, but it's TV quality. You don't need to spend a huge amount to make this work. I'd love to see Hornby and them do it. So, Flyby1 says, you don't need to have anything but the light switch on with a magazine. That is true. Much prefer paper magazines to reading a screen, yes. Hatton's had Platform 1. I enjoyed it, says Bluegrass Rail fan. Don't know why they quit doing it. I don't know either. Perhaps it just didn't work out for them. But I think... okay. Let me talk a little bit, and it'll be a little bit of inside baseball, as they say. You don't get an audience straight away, especially on social media, because the algorithm, the computer AI, essentially, that's running these things, takes a while to realise what you're doing and who would be interested in it. So you've got to be prepared for a slog at the start. I see a lot of people who have tried to do the Monday Club thing and then disappear when it doesn't seem to work out. The Monday Club didn't start off with a huge set of numbers, and you won't start off with that either. You prepare to keep going and build up rather gradually, and then all of a sudden the algorithm goes, this is a channel about X, Y, and Z. I'll show it to people interested in X, Y, and Z. And then you start getting your audience, then you get the numbers. Perhaps a company will say, well, it's not worth the expense to get to that point. But I don't know if that's true or not. I'd like to think it's not. Bluegrass Rail fan says, I'm also the person who bought 100 issues of a Railroad Historical Society's magazine at a train show last year, so definitely like collecting them. Yes! It's also nice for the magazines to be able to see how it's developed. I'm a big retro gaming fan, as you guys probably know by now, and I have some old issues of stuff. And it's lovely to see how they started and how they became the magazine that I remember when I was a kid buying them. And it's quite an interesting gradual move. Dan Allen says, Hatton's had the problem of COVID, so had to stop and they haven't restarted. Yeah, that is the thing. COVID knocked a lot of stuff off. I'd love to see them bring it back. I really would, because there is enough space. I know a lot of channels sometimes have the view that, well, if I start now, I'll never get to the position of like the Monday Club, or whatever the next big thing is after this, because no one stays at the top forever, as much as we'd love to. Whatever comes after us, I'm not getting their numbers, so how can I compete? It's not a zero-sum game, and it's not for any of the companies either. You can have your space, and people will watch, and they'll enjoy it. Then they'll go on and watch something from someone else. You don't have to feel like you're going to take away from X, whereas you can both have X. You can both have the audience. I'm talking around in circles now, but that's true. Keep going, keep with the slog, and it works. Who else is here? Cheels Valley Rail Production says, an elderly gentleman I was friends with passed away a few years ago, and I got a ton of his train stuff, which included all 12 issues of Model Railroader from 1967. I'm sorry for your loss. But, yeah. Finding all the old stuff, 12 issues of Model Railroad of 67. I bet that was interesting to read. Let's put it that way. Or the different ways people are of doing stuff, and that would be very interesting. Dongit says, turns out the best way to build an audience on a platform is to already have an audience somewhere else, and then get them to look at your content on the new platform. Very true. But it's not the only way. However, let's think, they're talking again about Bachman and Hornby getting their faces out there. Hornby's very good at it. Bachman, I'd like to think they can do it. I really want to see more of them. I know they don't tend to talk to YouTubers. It would be lovely if they'd change their mind. Give me a call, Bachman. Give Jenny a call. Seriously, we can help you out. I would love to see them try it, because they already have a built-in audience. People know who Bachman are. They could bring that and have... And it doesn't even have to be anything big. I mean, look at how... Hatton's is the best thing, I think. They had a few shelves and a few diagrams on a wall behind them and a camera pointing at them. That's all you need. You don't need to do all this. It's great if you do, because it's very visually interesting, and visual interest is important, but you don't need it. You can start off small and build up after it. Hatton's is a good way of showing that with their stuff. Zoe, what do you think about YouTube Shorts system, says Ginty Steam. You know what, we've done a few YouTube Shorts. They're alright, I like them. I watch a load of YouTube Shorts. I found another channel last night. This woman that I found is actually a tour guide in London, and all she does is like 60-second bits of information, like a bit of tour guide patter. Like, here's a funny story about X, here's a funny story about Y. I learned so much last night in about 10 minutes. It's great experience. I like this YouTube Shorts. I don't like TikTok. I don't like TikTok mostly because I saw what TikTok was when it first became big, and it was kids dancing, and saying that's not for me. And I am still in that mindset that it's just silly kids dancing on stuff. I don't have any interest in that, so I didn't go for TikTok. But I do like YouTube Shorts because I'm already into YouTube, which again comes back to what we were seeing earlier on, where if you've already got the audience, it's much easier to build an audience. I was already on YouTube. I enjoyed YouTube Shorts. So what else we got? Yeah, Jen has the flu, guys. For those of you who've joined late, well, first of all, Gandalf's here.
Clubber is never late to the wagons, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Jen is not able to take part tonight because she is not well. YouTube Shorts is TikTok's salmon trains. Yeah, basically they took TikTok and ripped its skin off. There's a lot of very good modelers on TikTok. Apparently there's a lot of very good stuff all over on TikTok. I just don't want to get involved because I've already worked out YouTube. I like YouTube. I'm staying with YouTube. If you want to do TikTok, great, go for it. Same thing with Twitch. I watch a lot of stuff on Twitch, but I won't join it and get a stream going because I'm already on YouTube. I've got my setup and it's fine for me. But if you want to do it, more power to you. Instagram Reels, because those exist. Oh, for goodness sake. Yeah, and then there's Twitter Shorts and things like that. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm on Twitter. I don't do the videos. It's not as good. Right. What else have we got? Who else is in the chat? YouTube was inspired by... Yes. It goes round and round in circles, of course. I remember, what was... Vine and things like that. TikTok is basically Vine. I remember Vine. That was quite interesting. But again, I didn't do it. So what else we got in the chat? Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says, honestly, I post videos on my main channel and mostly get views in the hundreds, maybe the odd 1,000, but I'm happy with those views. Having 600 people watch a video is better than no people. Absolutely. And you getting 600 is more than I get. I spend hours upon hours making short film reviews of retro games. I get about 50 people watch. That's it. But you know what? 50 people watching something that I put a bit of love and care into and enjoyed, and hopefully they enjoyed it too, is great. I'm very happy with that. Keep forgetting that Vine was a thing. Yeah, it's basically TikTok. People are... Hey Zoe, it says B2000 Arrow Toys channel. I finished my large-scale Gordon overhaul. Yes! I was very interested in the updates you had with that all through that year that you were doing it. That was great. Repainted my grandfather's scratch-built 009 locomotive. Oh my goodness. Ham Shackleton says, I hate those shorts things. What really gets my nose out of joint is the vertical slit picture and a big black space on each side. Yes, but if you're watching on a phone, which is what it's actually designed for, then it's perfect. It fills the entire screen. And some of the stuff that's on there is great. I mean, we've tried some stuff and it works out well. I've got a few people asking when we're going to start the videos. We're going to start after our final caller for the night, where I'm going to try and call Daniel Dark Magician. So let's see how this goes. And then we'll start with the videos because we've got a fair amount. Shorts are for the hard of thinking, says Joey BVR. Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's a fun thing. Like we put out a little bit of an N-gauge train being worked on. We've put out a spin of the Four Seasons Railway and things like that. Charlie McGowan says, my daughter's fiance started out on Vine and blew up enormously, fairly big now, and was in a Nicolas Cage movie. Fantastic. Now that is great. Oh, not some bolts. Thank you so much. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. You really didn't have to. This for your Engage project, you could do a YouTube short for an update on progress. Not only will we be doing some YouTube shorts of that stuff, because I actually like them. Jen hates the vertical aspect ratio. She really does. Colbert, I'll just be putting on an accent as trains kids. But yeah, we will be doing some proper full-length videos about it as well. Don't worry about that. We will be keeping you up to date. So let's call Daniel and see what happens. Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. So, what is your opinion on the Hornby situation?
Well, Hornby is always Hornby, as far as I'm concerned. I will admit, over the TT20 joke, the joke with the Island Man, obviously the TT race.
Yes. I have to admit, I do like that. That was a good one.
Good. Yeah. I mean, there's some things about Hornby which I do like, and things in which I don't like. I mean, one thing which I've just mentioned is that I think the magazine is absolutely wonderful in the fact that it's not just Hornby stuff.
Yeah.
It's open. You know, you've got Batman. You've got Adams, you've got everybody else under the sun, which is fine. What really got me, and it was embarrassing for Hornby, was when in the first series of Model World they got that hush on that prototype table, and you got Simon, and he's looking at it, and I've actually seen it and actually paused it myself, and you can see the wheels on the trailing pony truck aren't touching the rails, and this is a man who says detail is what our customers want. You know, get the thing right. You know, I don't care if it doesn't look. You know, if it doesn't look like what it's supposed to be, just make sure that the wheels are on the track.
Well, yeah. You've also got to remember, though, the problem with, and we know this firsthand from the fact that Jen and I have seen how they film it, compared to what's actually on the screen, is that sometimes that comes down to the editing.
It's obviously been bad. It's either been badly edited or badly. It looks as if I want to say to Simon, you should have gone to Specsavers.
Oh my goodness.
but that's it. But then again, this is the other side of Hornby. I mean, look at last year what they did with the Titfield Thunderbolt fiasco.
Yeah, I still don't know what they were thinking there.
Yeah, they got bad publicity for that, but then again, a lot of people would say, well, there's no such thing as bad publicity. You know, it gets the name out there, and that's fine. Just going back onto TT20, what Hornby are coming from, I think it's absolutely fine for people which haven't got the space and really feel like they can. You know, they want to make something of their own. That's absolutely fine. And you know, in times like we are now, you know, things are tight. And if, say, you're an upcoming modeler, and it's something absolutely fine. You don't need a big layout, or anything.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's good for that. But I mean, to be honest, I've seen some of Sam Train's reviews of some of them, and I was watching his Flying Scotsman review the other day, and my heart just sank just a bit, thinking, you know, Hornby, you've got something, but you're just not going the extra mile, particularly for price. But that's me.
I can't. I have to admit, I can't comment on that because I don't watch his videos.
Right. Well, that's fair enough.
It's just one. To be absolutely fair, it's not anything against him or anything like that. I have seen videos that are against him. For me, it's that I've only got so much time because I have to edit all of Jen's stuff and it take hours, so I don't have the time in the day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got no problem with that. I mean, the fact is, I'm one of these people. You take as you find it. I have just last week
I got one from Sonic Models from Rails of Sheffield. I actually live in Sheffield.
All right.
And I actually got the Robinson 9M, and it is absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
Excellent.
I've been waiting for somebody to design, you know, an LNAR A5 for years, and now that somebody's done one, and it's in GCR, which, as far as I'm concerned, you know, Great Central Railway is definitely. Oh, sorry, that should be God's Christened Railway. But it's lovely.
Well, I'm glad. Because that's, for me, is the thing. If you wait a long time and something comes out and it's not what you wanted, that can be heartbreaking. But if it's right, then it's worth the wait.
Hello?
Hello? You still there? Oh. Ah. We've lost him. Oh well. Unfortunately, that is something that's going to happen every now and again, I think. You seem to have dropped out. Sorry about that, Daniel Dark Magician. We just lost you. The thing just dropped out. Very sorry about that. Hopefully we can talk to you another time. But yeah, when you wait a while and something comes out and it's exactly what you want, that has got to be the best feeling. Right. The Sonic model is gorgeous, says Witham Model Railway. I need to see it for myself, because this is not the first time that someone's mentioned it. It was before the chat, in the pre-chat before the show really started. We're talking about the Sonic model. I did make a joke. Is that the one from the hedgehog, the blue hedgehog guy? Who's just jumped in? Sorry, just got. Yeah, don't worry about it. I just send him a message. Don't worry. These things happen. But it was nice to talk to you. Thank you very much for coming on. Sarah Davis says, I waited over 5 years for Daypol's N-Gauge Tyne and Weir PT Pacer trains. Finally got one last year. Still in the box, still have moved house. You know, these things happen. You know, but it'll be there when you're ready, and that's what counts. So, guys, I think we've had a very good chat tonight. I really like this idea, because it's like I keep saying to Jen, I try to move her on in stages, because she likes things to work the way they work. I like to push the envelope a little bit. I really like having people able to actually talk to us one-on-one and put their opinions across without us having to read it off the screen all the time. The chat on screen is not going anywhere. It's still there on the screen, still there right in front of us. And I do love that. But first, I'll be able to bring you in and be part of the conversation. That's the next step to make this a proper online your model railway club. You don't have to join, you just turn up and you're part of the club. That's really what I want from this. I think it's nice, and I hope that you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. Dominic Z says, I found a really cool diecast playset called Barago Team Toon 06781 Transformation Room. A transformation room, oh my goodness. That sounds interesting. I don't know what it is, but I'm glad you're happy. Hornby, like all manufacturers, says Stevie Film, are walking a tightrope, trying to decide where their products will fall, either a model or a toy. Yes, it would be great if you could be perfect one-to-one replica of everything, only scaled down, so it wouldn't be one. You know what I'm on about. I have seen some trains, carriages like that, where the seats are proper leather or they're properly upholstered in the correct patterns with the correct materials, and they look wonderful. But they cost an absolute fortune. I heard one of the prices quoted and my jaw dropped and I had to go and pick it up and put it back on again. No joke. Bit of a joke. And that's the thing. Yeah, if you're prepared to pay for that, then great. But for most of us, it's like, I'm not sure I need that. I can do without quite that level of detail if it means that I can actually have the model in my hands. Like, let's grab this. Just as an example. Let's grab this as an example. This is N-Gauge. I love N-Gauge. And thanks again for when this was sent in. It's lovely. It's really detailed. It's wonderful. I can hold it in my hand and enjoy it. And if I bring up this thing here, you can see it too. It's really nicely detailed. It's lovely, wonderful, absolutely love it. But I don't need inside to have all of the engine properly created and replicated one-to-one, every single piece in the correct materials and all that, and the correct colours and everything, because I can't see it. So choices have to be made, you know, and I'm willing to take a hit on terms of the detail if it means I can have it at the right price, because that is a brilliant model and I love it and it's really nice to have it. But I couldn't afford it if it was everything perfect. Same thing with Airfix kits. I know that everything on an Airfix kit is not one-to-one replica. It's not perfect. Some things are missing. Some details have had to be toned down a bit or simplified because it's a model. And I'm prepared to pay the price that they ask for it because the detail is enough, you know? I think that's how that goes. Sorry, the Transformation Room is part of the 1998 Team Toon diecast range. Fair enough. Cool. So, we're going to start with some videos now. Oh, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. I had the flu jab, so I'm better off than Jen is. But I'm still not 100%. So let me just move that fantastic model out of the way and bring up the next thing. N-Gage quality is now on par with 00. It really is. The N-Gage stuff I adore. I mean, I've got some older N-Gage stuff, just here in fact. And the detail is great. This is one of my American ones. I haven't got the big trailer with me. It's still up there. And it's wonderful. But there is definitely less detail. But you know what? I still love it because it's great. It's a lot of fun to play with, and it's a lot of fun to hold, and it's a lot of fun to have and to run around on things. And I'll be even happier once we get the thing going, the new model. We're going to put that together soon, hopefully, or at least start. I have a picture in my head of what I want. Layout in the backpack. It's going to be a kind of seaside thing. It's going to be nice. So, I just need to bring up my mailbox, and then we can get moving. So I am going to start moving a few things around on the screen so I can still see your chat, but also see everything else I need to say. Normally you don't see this part of things, and I don't waffle on so much about it, but I can't see this. There we are. I've now got the controls on the other screen. So here we go. Right, so let's start bringing up stuff on the... Can you actually talk Jen into this being a monthly thing, Zoe? I really enjoyed this. What being a monthly thing? A call-in show. I'm hoping that we'll be able to get very much more regular call-ins, because it is, again, like I say, I want to be able to talk to you guys. It's great to be able to talk to you in the chat, and that's wonderful. But to actually have a proper conversation. And neither of us in a conversation is having to clarify what we mean, because text doesn't always put across emotion and meaning as well as we'd like. I think it's a great addition. So first up, here we go with the videos. If I had time and money, says Retro Rambles, it's probably make an N-Gage modern style layout with mainly pacers and sprinters and a few freight. I like that idea. It's nice. I want though to do 2 different N-Gage models, because I would love to call in, but need alternative tech to WhatsApp. That's the thing. The WhatsApp isn't the thing we're going to be keeping with. At the moment, we've got it just because it's a simple test, and I don't have to give out my personal phone number. Because it's not that I don't trust you guys. I don't trust the spam bots that are going to be crawling through our chat later on. And I get festooned with spam emails every time we put out the address to send stuff into, because they crawl through the text chat later on and grab my email address. I don't want them getting my phone number. But we're going to have a phone number, if this worked out, and I think it has. We're going to have a dedicated number for just like, I'm going to get one of those, you know, the cheap things. You can get SIM-only contracts or a SIM-only pay-as-you-go or something like that. We'll just get that, and then we'll have a call in via that. Much easier. And that's what we're going to do. And then it'll be fine from there, and it won't have to be WhatsApp, you can just call it. That's going to be easier. Or you can send it a text and I'll call you, that kind of thing. So we're going to do that way. So what we've got coming up first on our videos now, because we're going to move over to the video zone, is... oh, this will be interesting. From Richard Swiderski, we have here a Lady Diana Spencer and push-pull set near Chorlton in Cheshire. Now that'll be interesting. A late summer hello from New Zealand, says Upwell and Onwards. Oh my goodness, a latecomer, my goodness. Well, Gandalf. Gandalf has popped downstairs to see Jen, so do you think I can do a Gandalf impression, ladies and gentlemen? Do you think I can? Let's see if I can.
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
That's how it will be, yes. Needs to be something I can run on PC, says Dongets. Well, yes. Jennifer Horton says, bad news, folks. I'm hearing that the BBC has removed Train Now departing from iPlayer. I don't know what that is, but I'm sorry to see that's gone. So, we have from Richard Swiderski, Lady Diana Spencer with the push-pull set passing through Chorlton. Let's see if this is going to work. Bing! Hey! There we go! It's all working! Excellente! Let's have a look at this. Ooh, it looks lovely. This is weird. I've got the there, but because I've moved the thingamajig over, I can see it over there as well. Oh my goodness, I've got dual screen goodness for choo-choos. What am I talking about? Well and Onwards says, oh lovely, a Kiwi pops on and instantly Lord the Flippin' Rings is mentioned. Well yeah, but there's Gandalf. Gandalf turns up every time someone pops in late. That's how it goes. That's what happens here. Sarah Davis says, that was a rubbish impression of Gandalf, Zoe. Confirmation that they are indeed two different people. Yes! See, it's not just me. That looks almost real. See, I like that joke. Jen hates it when I say that. But I like it. It's fun. It's a fun joke. Look at the animation. The trees are moving and everything in the wind. It's great. That is great. Lovely to see. Thank you so much for... Yeah, I haven't put it into the chat. My goodness. There we go. Nice to see. I don't recognise the livery. It's hurting my brain, this. It's kind of hurting my brain, because the top of it's make me think it's a city, and the bottom of it's not. You know? This is running to Scotland this weekend, says Simon Trades. Cool. Never had that much first class for actual ScotRail. Oh, it's ScotRail, right, that's it. Very realistic weathering. Oh, very well done, SHGP. Oh, I'm a bit loud. I'm going to move that back a bit so I'm not quite as loud. Doing a terrific job there, says Nigel Cole. Thank you very much. Never seen that livery either, says Raymond. Yeah, it's an interesting livery, isn't it? ScotRail. It's a nice livery. I like it. Just like our models, there's no driver in the loco. I'm pretty sure there is. I'd hope there is. That would be really weird if there wasn't. That is great. Thank you very much. I'm going to pop this back over to there. Thank you very much for that. We've got a live one. It's working. Hey. Right, what else have we got? Oh my goodness. Trying to get all these things to work and start. What noise was that? Oh, next up was very interesting. From Mark Wilson. Where can I buy that train set from? Scotland. I might sell you it after they try and go independent and they've got no money. Oh, politics. I shouldn't mention politics because Jen will tell me off when she's better. But it's funny. Paddington Progress from Mark Wilson. This will be interesting. I've been working in the low-relief buildings and painting the back scene. This includes the former Bishop's Bridge station that sits in the shadow of its namesake structure used for the Hammersmith and City lines. I believe this has now been amalgamated into Paddington Station, forming platforms 14 and 15. I've included a few reference pictures of the area so you can see the scenes I'm attempting to recreate. The mishmash of buildings are fairly worn out and run down. Most of these have since disappeared from the scene. Cool. Let's have a look at this. So, this is from Mark Wilson. Always a pleasure to see his progress on things. So, if I press and see buttons, here we are. So this is Politics, nasty curse word. Upwell and onwards. Yeah, but I am a reformed politician. I used to be in politics, so I kind of still have opinions, and sometimes they slip out. I try not to, but you know, these things happen. So here we are. Is this the real thing, or is this his? I genuinely can't. The thing is with Mark Wilson, I genuinely can't tell if that's his layout or if that's a photo. Ah! So this is the original. And then this is the photo. Wow. That's looking good. That is looking really, really good. I'm loving it. You see the way the buildings are set and everything. Oh, this is looking so good. Take it there's no running session tonight. There is. It's the stuff's running behind me. Do you think it'll be in Glasgow at the weekend, says Flymer Chairman 1? I think it will be. He did say there was stuff going around. That was going up there, the ScotRail thing. Oh my goodness, look at the back scene there. The way it's fading out into that, there's a load of cloud. Oh, I'm loving this. This is so well done. This is a great model. Yeah, everyone in the chat saying it's very impressive. This is. Mark, you're doing such good work here. This is amazing. There's no bear at Paddington Station, says Raymond. Yeah, where's the bear? We need a bear. Did they do a little scale model Paddington bear? Someone must do a Paddington, surely. So it says, if you look closer, you can see him taking photos from a flying DeLorean. Oh my goodness, the shading and everything is... Oh, and the weathering is just doing so well. This is great. Hang on. Just to show that we have got running session tonight. It's the only button I know how to use. She gave me the power. Oh my goodness. It's even got the coloured wires going through those sides on that bridge. That is so well done. Mark, this is great. Do you do tutorials, by the way, Mark? Because I would love to know how you're weathering so well. This is all this stuff here, and oh, I need to see how you're doing this, man. We need tutorials. Do you do videos? This is so well done. I'd also love to ask you, Mark, how long does it take you per building? Because that looks like it's days upon days of work for each thing just to make it right. It's so... The only thing missing, says Raymond Legs, is drop paper cups, cigarette butts, and gum and dried loogies on the planet. Oh, ooh, a few loogies. I suppose you could actually replicate chewing gum marks and things like that with a little tiny, you'd have to get one of those tiny needles and put a tiny drop of resin or something onto the platform, and then when it's dry, paint it. And you could probably get a replica of chewing gum that way. That might work. The bridge is especially impressive, says James Petts. Remember that bridge? Yeah, it's incredible. Ah, this will be the photo of how it looked originally. So, yeah. The way you're doing it, it's incredibly impressive. You can see every bit, and it looks right. Oh, wow. The broken windows pulled open. Oh, that is so well done. Not broken windows, are they? The run-down windows. That's what I actually meant. Not broken. My goodness. No video is so fairly quick. Just card and paper. Wow. I am really impressed. You're doing so well. This is amazing work. Oh. Yeah. If you told me some of these were real, that would just be... I would say, yeah. This is incredible work. All the detail of the dirt and grime and bits that build up. It's what really sells it. It really is what sells it. I'm happy to just sold a dockyard... sorry, not dockyard. I'm reading the wrong line. Bentel, it says, I'm happy you just sold a Mark II Vauxhall Cavalier SRI alloy wheel on eBay. Amazing what you find lying around your house. You just had an alloy wheel lying around your house. I just had this image in my head if someone's had a car accident somewhere and a wheel has rolled off and it's landed in your living room, and you're going, okay, then put it on eBay. Oh, I think silly things. Let's put it that way. That's how it works when you're a comedian. Whoa, that's a lot of reference material. No wonder you're so good at this. You can basically look at the thing and position correct. That really does help. That is amazing. Because when you think about it, it's like you've got the reference. Right, so if I look at it from this angle, I've got the right angle for what's in that picture. So if I move that and just that, and it just, that's kind of how I do a lot of my work as an artist. I have to admit, you get the photo and you reference, and then you tweak and you tweak and you tweak until it's right. So yeah, still a lot of work though. My goodness, painstaking research, and then that's just before you start. Whoa, that really sells it. That is so good. Oh my goodness, that is a. The black and white really sells it. That looks real. That looks amazing. I'm really impressed with this. The progress you've done is so good. Because last time we saw this, some of this wasn't here. So yeah, you're doing incredible work. That is so good. I'm really, really impressed. Really impressed with this. This is great. Oh, I love it. Is it just me? Or is anyone else, when you see these bay windows on buildings, getting a... Do you have that thing where you just want to go over into them and then just go... I wonder how well this can hold my weight, and then you jump up and down. Or is that just me? It's that thing you get on and you're on the side of a cliff looking over. I was like, what if I jumped? It's just me. Okay, perhaps it is. But I do have that kind of feeling. Everyone's impressed with this. The dirt levels, the grime, the rust. It sells it so well. Oh, wow. So is that... I wonder what size that is. Is that for just use as carpentry? I thought it was, so I am just nuts, it turns out. Yeah, that... Okay, well, now I know. Dongit says, I was cured of the jumping up and down thing when I did it in a lift and I got stuck between floors. Oh my goodness. I've never had that. Happily. So, what I'm wondering, is that a full size to stick on the side of the layout, or is that a tiny sign that you're going to put onto it? Because that is amazing. That's really great work. Thank you so much for sharing that. Which, if I press this one, that should get us a nice view. Yes! There we go. Hello there. Hello. It's all working. It's great. I'm so happy that everything's working tonight. This is great. Train said, oh, you think of the Blackadder line about going out the window. Oh, yes. You mean you bleep out of a window. Well, in that case, we'll definitely take it. Can't stand those dirty indoor things. I know Blackadder too well. So, what have we got up next? Sarah Davis says, hi, this is the video I mentioned last week on Facebook. NCB's steam tank engine on the Glasgow to Edinburgh line, just before Coatbridge Sunnyside. I tried to get a photo twice already, but missed the first time and only got my reflection in the second. About 2 minutes 10 on the video, no music, but the lovely sound of metal on wheels. Still can't play the sound because unfortunately we haven't got that set up in a way that works nicely, and Jen does get annoyed, so I best not. So this is from Sarah Davies, and let's give it a look. Did I press? That's the one. Jen's so good at these buttons, I don't know them as well. So here we go. Yeah, we'll just move into a little bit there, and then we're off. Here we go. What am I doing with my life? Oh, I should not do that. I damaged my hip the other day and hasn't healed yet, so we'll keep going. This is really nice. I have to admit, I do like looking out the window on a train because it's so nice and relaxing. You get to see some weird stuff sometimes. Retro Ramble says, good work, Zoe, tonight, presenting the show, taking calls and showing off people's hours. Thank you very much. I think the call-in side of things has worked out even better than I hoped, to be honest with you, and I'm really liking how it works. So I'm going to see what I can do to get what's black and white and can't turn round in a lift, says Shaky Hands. I don't know. What is black and white and can't turn round in a lift? I have really liked the call-in side of things, though. I think it's added the next stage to make this feel far more inclusive, which is what we want. That's why I keep saying every week, this is your model railway club. I want you to feel part of it. And yes, the text chat that when we have the back and forth is great, but actually, an enormous penguin says values 56x. I like that. Having the back and forth in real time is just the next stage, and I love it. And I think Jen appreciates it as well, because she couldn't stop herself. Did you notice? She had to come and take part. She had to do it. Jerry BV asks, and none with a javelin. And none with a javelin through her neck. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is, oh, the old uns are the good uns, aren't they? I think that definitely requires a slow trombone. Oh, I love it. Well and onwards says, doing a great job, Zoe. Been ages since I saw a stream, but glad you see such a fun live stream. Thank you. This has been a fun one as well. Jen has been watching some weird videos. There's a guy there, appears to be made out of... Oh, it's a statue. It's a bronze statue. There we go. That's why it looks a bit weird. She's been watching this stuff from Norway called Don't Try This at Home. Apparently it's a prime-time show over there. And there's two absolute nutcases destroying a house for pranking each other. It's ridiculous. But she likes it. So... Joey BBR says, Zoe, did you ever imagine 10 years ago you'd be sitting in an attic talking to yourself about model trains? I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to that camera over there. The Geordie came out there, didn't it? Oh yeah, I'm out here, ain't he? Aye. I'm getting done tune. You getting with her? Live trombone sound effect. I think a gaggle of clowns is incoming. And there's one following at the end. No way, that's a show. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. It's Ika something detiem, which translates as "Don't try this job." I can't remember what the something is though. Never mind. It's a fun thing though. The Iron Horse says the call-in thing of work well reminds me of talk radio back in the 90s before it was ruined with sport. You could even call it the James Rail Monday Club Show. Yeah, I love talk radio. So what we got here is James Moody. To be honest with you, talk radio is great. No Geordie, please. I don't have subtitles. I don't. When lights flash, pet. Or when light is flashing, please stop at the crossing. Which we would say, I don't. When lights flash, pet. So word from here from James Moody. He says, here's another in my series of epic loco fixes. This Bachmann 44 had wheels rotating in opposite directions when it arrived. That sounds like a problem, yes. The tune, says New Junction. Hello, New Junction. Tune the tune. It's got a flashlight. Yes, but that's not, that's a different thing. We call it, yeah, we call it a torch. You got a torch, like. Oh, here's a thing for you. Google appears to be listening to us because I mentioned several times that Jen has the flu. We've now got an advert that I'm trying to talk over before we get into the main thing. Unskippable advert for Lemsip. So there we are. It's definitely listening to us. So here's Donget's Model Railway. And we're going to have a look at him fixing a Bachmann Peak. The wheels turned up going the wrong ways. That's how did it get there? Yes, shaky hands. Flashlight. It's what we call in the northeast a torch. Yeah. or a flashlight. Quite a fitting ad, says Ruben Ashwell. Yes, definitely. So, what have we got here? At the moment, this is the... I have pressed it, yes. So we're going to see him actually get in and fiddle... Ooh. This is the part that I have to spend ages on when I'm doing Jenny's videos. When she's doing the... adding in the decoders and things. I've got to make it go so quick. It's like... So you end up taking huge amounts out. So Jen will give me like an hour's worth of footage to edit. And I've got to trim it down to about 35 minutes, maybe 40. It takes me hours to do. Which is why the reviews are always the ones that I have to spend pretty much a day dealing with. We get loads of footage like this. And she always puts in, and I'm only telling you this because she's not here, guys. She always puts in the audio during it. Cut this bit out. Make me look good. Things like that. So I do. I try my best to make it go snappy, snip. So you get the information, but you don't have to faff about. And I can imagine it takes a while to do all this. So we've got... Oh! So he's got to take every single piece apart. Oh my goodness, and rewire it. How on earth have they wired it so wrong that they're going the wrong way around? That's... you've got to be trying to do that. But yeah, this is a quite... Sarah Davis says, Zoe, how about uploading a raw version and an edited version? I would never do that to Jen, because she films it expecting me to cut it and edit it down. I would never do that. The worm gear was cut the wrong way around. Ah, that's how you do... I can see that being an easy issue then. And there you go, such a quick thing. My goodness, you make it look easy. Dominic says, I've uploaded a picture of my Kickline collection on YouTube. Ooh. I don't know Kickline, but I would like to see it. I had to replace the gear tower with a new one, my goodness. But this is another thing I love about this hobby. If you know what you're doing, you can do stuff like that, what you've just said there, replacing bits and making stuff that didn't work again. And I love that. You can really get in there and change it and tweak it to how you want. And you can't do that in every hobby. There we go. So let's see how he gets on. We're going to jump forward a little bit more. He's doing it on the other side as well. Yeah. Got to have such steady hands. Simon Trains Model Railway says, it's a good idea. I've seen a person on YouTube before taking B-roll shots, talks to the camera as if they're talking to the editor who sorts the video out. Yes. Defective Express. Yeah, so you get a kind of conversation between the editor and the presenter. And I do love that. A 5-minute video would turn to 5 hours. I do love that, and especially like the bits where Simon Whistler, that's the guy I'm thinking of. He does a load of YouTube channels, like Today I Found Out, Casual Criminalist, which is a true crime podcast and stuff like that. And then he has this one thing called Brain Blaze, which is just him trying to read a script and always going off on tangents. And he'll say stuff like, you know what, Jen, cut that out. And he's talking to his editor, Jen. And then she'll just put up a short clip. And it's an android from a Will Smith film. And it just looks over to the camera and goes, no. Just left it in. I love that kind of thing. This is really clever, the way he's got it all working again, just like that. You make it look so simple, Dongits. I bet it wasn't. I really bet it wasn't. Simon Whistler, he has all the channels. It's true, he's everywhere. But I do like watching his stuff. Right, let's have a look and see. Oh, here we go. So right at the end, we get to see the finale. Here we go. The culmination of all that work. That is a hell of a size. Dude, you've got a huge layout here. This is massive. I love the low down shot as well. Oh, that looks good. This looks so good. Nice back scene. Nice detail with that sign. Very interesting. This is so huge. Look at the size of this thing. I mean, there's a guy there for scale. It's massive. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. That is spectacular. And again, I love all the levels. Because, you know, I keep saying this to people. the world's not flat. We need to see loads of things. Dongit says, this is my local model railway club. Right. It's a hell of a sized place. Really impressed. You guys have put together something special here. This is nice. Is that the big brain guy? Says Fly My Chairman. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, he's always going on about being a big brain. Shaky Hand says, got a vintage 40-year-old HM BL2 on eBay, full of rust, filthy wheels, broken bogies, put it on the track out of inquisitiveness, and it runs well. Oh my goodness, yeah. They don't make them like they used to, because they can't. These days they've got all the tiny, tiny gears and things. Apparently today it wants us to go and watch the Monday Club. It's decided that the best thing to watch would be the Monday Club. That is just going to be weird, and no, let's not do that. Let's put an advert straight on there. Just how weird would that be to see the Monday Club on the Monday Club? It's like Mondayception. No, I'm not going to do that, because that would be very, very silly. How easy is it to fit a speaker to a Bachmann 03 shunter? I suppose it would come down to the type of speaker you're using. All threes aren't that big, though, are they? These are all threes up here, aren't they? These tiny ones. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's an 03, isn't it? Yes, 03371. So, there must be space, but you're going to be finding it tricky, because I would go with a small speaker, let's put it that way. A very small speaker, and see how you get on. But if there's a will, there's a way. Iron Horse says use a sugar cube speaker for best results. Yes. That's what I would suggest as well, if I remember what it was. Dongit says, all threes are pretty small, so I'm going to say hard. It depends if you're willing to cut something out that you can't see as well. That would help. So, what we got here? This one's from Clive Cobalt. Hi Jenny and Zoe. Here's some pictures of my new layout, Stranraer Harbour. Now this, I'm looking forward to. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness, that is... let's zoom in a bit. So here... The Cadbury's wagon! Love it! Love it! Yeah. Oh, I like the Royal Mail one as well. They're very interesting colours. Let's move around and zoom in again. So this is the new one. Oh, look at the quality of the texturing. That looks like a nice choppy river. Bit of wind up, it's going a bit. That is cool. Oh my goodness. Look at the size of these. That ferry is amazing. Both of them, in fact. Oh, I'm loving that. That is great. It's kind of dominating the area, though. Oh, the stuff's... It was queuing to get on the ferry. It's a roll-on, roll-off, isn't it? This is nice. Oh, I'm loving this. Wait, what we got here? And multiple levels, yes. This will be interesting. At some point, you're going to have to press Kit's turbo jump and then get over there. I am joking, of course. Yeah, that ferry is good, says Ben. Yeah, it's amazing. The boats look... They're not boats, they're ships. Yeah, those are wonderful. I am super impressed. I love the way you've done the water. That is so good. Oh, and they move. I've just realised the other sea links in front now. It was down the side before. These are cool. Were boats classed as class 99s? This is right. These are so cool. I don't know Hanjin, but I do love the colours on some of these older buses. And there's the Royal Mail thing. This is so good. I am super impressed with these ferries, though. Seriously, these are so, so good. A latecomer? Oh lord, chuffing Gandalf again. Sorry, who's late? Is someone late?
A Monday Clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Totally wasn't me that doing that voice. Honest, this is really nice. I'm loving this. Ah, we've seen this before. Getting a close-up on the track as well. Ah, so it's ballasted on the top already. He's going to put the rest in later on. That is a really nice way of doing that. I like that. That is great. Thank you so much for sharing that. Those ships are super impressive. They dominate the layout, though, don't they? I want to put some shops. What on earth's a shop? I don't know. I want to put some ships into the Engage layout I'm planning. Because I want to do it. I'm going to do 2 layouts. The one that's the layout in the backpack, I'm going to do as a... let me bring the main thing up again. Are we getting... Yay! The one that I'm doing in the backpack, I want to do as a kind of seaside place. It's going to have a bit of water at the bottom, like a little harbour area, and then in levels going up with the train. When was Gandalf Welsh? I don't know, but I can do a pirate accent. A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he alley. He arrives precisely when he means to. Arr! What am I doing with my life? It's Gandalf the Green. But yeah, I want to do some little ships in the harbour. And then as it goes up, the railway will be on several levels. And I think that would be nice. And that would make a nice thing with the for a little layout. And then the other one I want to do is more continental, because I am a very big fan of doing the American and continental stuff. So I was going to do a twofer as my other layout. It would be a kind of one that you can see all the way around, a bit like Minas Tirith, but down the middle would be a back scene. So on one side would be continental and the other side would be American. And I think that would be cool. And I would have a little bit of water in between on the sides. And I'd call it separated by an ocean or something like that. It's something silly and like that. So I get to do all the things I like, because I'm much more of an American and continental modeler than Jen is. And I think that'll be fun. Pirate Gandalf. Arr, Sauron. We're going to destroy your ring, my lad. Send it to Davy Jones's locker. What am I doing with my life? Guys, it is 3 minutes to the end. So I've got to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. And that will be the last of tonight's stuff, unless I can find a very short one. So, who have we got here? Pete Jackson, Cheadle Heath. This video of an HO scale layout called Shlata Vichod. I'm terrible with other languages. But this video has some interesting looking locos in it. If you may want to skip through some of it, but the first part is a Czech loco on a military transport train. So we're going to do this as our final one, and I'm going to say good night. We'll put up our sponsor as well. Video unavailable, it's private. Oh, Pete Jackson. Oh, it was private. That didn't work. 5 days ago, so you may have sent up for the last one. Oh well. Well, in that case, thank you so much, guys. The only thing I've got to do before we say the final thing and we do a little running session is we do have a word from our sponsor. So here we go.
The Monday Club comes in association with Roca Prototype Models, where detail, accuracy and value for money go hand in hand. With their debut model of SafePack auto racks wowing model railroaders alike, now is your chance to order these in road names and configurations to accurately reproduce auto rack workings from 1974 to the present day on your model railroad. Order today from rocamodels.com and see the full range for yourself.
And there we are. So Peter Jackson says, sorry, don't worry about it. Look, these things happen. Maybe we'll try it next time. Don't worry about it. But all I've got to say from now is thank you so much for joining me and sticking with us. And thank you to everyone who called in. This has been a lot of fun tonight. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. Jerry BVR says, that pirate accent comes from Robert Newton's real accent in Treasure Island. It does. That's where the pirate accent comes from, which is why all pirates happen to come from one part of England, regardless of where they actually came from in the world. Arr! And all of that. So, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. I really have enjoyed tonight. I think we're going to have more call-ins. It's going to be it's something that we can keep going with. I think it's worked out really nicely. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Take care. Thank you again to Roka Prototype Models for being our wonderful sponsor and bearing with us, even though we do really stupid things like try and have a pirate Gandalf on a show. Take care. Have a great evening. And let's lead out with a little bit of trains running. Where are the trains? There they are. It's not working, is it? Ah, come on. The moment I go to this, it's not working. Oh, look. The train now departing is the 2102 service to Bolton Trinity Road. Calling at Mineth Tatis, Tatis Newith, Grove Street Yard, Eindhoven, and then on to Bolton Trinity Road. That's the 2102 service to Bolton Trinity Road. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night. We keep losing the cameras. It's terrible. It worked all the way through and then it doesn't work now. It's terrible. There we go. All of you saying I don't know how to stop the trains, I'm assuming that if I just pull the plug, everything will stop. I've just realised I'm on screen, aren't I? Oh my goodness. There you go, that's better. You don't want to see me blow my nose. Every single one's not working, it's ridiculous. Come on, there we go. Don't push the button marked eject eye. Again, no, there it is. It is working. Hooray! Right, guys, thank you very much for joining me tonight, and I hope you have enjoyed it, despite the fact that Jenny wasn't able to really make it. Take care, have a great evening, and happy modelling. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.